Welcome everybody to the shit show. Oh my God. Mike's here this week, which means that everything has gone to shit. That's because of me.
Hey!
No, I said it was my fault. But, you know, the reason why it has gone to shit is because I totally had to reformat that hard drive. So we were getting a bad echo at the start, and I forgot that not only did I have the sound on for it, not only did I have that, I also had the internal microphone on. So I was like, so I'm rebooting the computer and all that. So turns out, yeah, it was because I forgot to do that. But we're all set now. So welcome to the shit show. I'm Joe. He's Mike.
Yeah.
And,
Hi, Joe.
and Mike's not mirroring his video tonight, which is fine. But, if you're wondering why he's ass backwards tonight with his jersey, it's just because he wears an ass backward jersey. No. Hey, it's one of those days. I might as well do it too, Hey, why not?
Yeah.
There we go. Mirror the camera side.
There we go. We're both backwards.
I can't do that.
You get it? Okay.
But anyways, coming up on the show tonight, and we're going to slip some things in here as we go along here because the one thing is, and Mike knows this picture all too well because I've shared it a few times on Facebook. I shared it on Twitter today. I shared it on Instagram today, which automatically goes to my threads. And I got some grief today because of this picture, which I will show you in a second here, because nothing is going right for yours truly today. Mark safe from John Kruk's incoherent babbling today. We'll get into that. And that's why we're titled tonight, Incoherent, Mark safe from John Kruk's incoherent babbling, because tonight's Phillies game is on ESPN.
Yep.
Not ESPN 8 The Ocho. Not ESPN 2. Or 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7.
What, ESPNU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ESPN News, which is, I mean, they don't even have. See, what I think they should do, what they should do is they should have ESPN Sports Center on ESPN News.
I will see that. I can see that. Yeah.
But no one has the brain capacity of watching more than 5 minutes at a time anymore. So
4.5 minutes.
But yeah. So we'll get into some of the ramifications that happen as a result of me sharing that picture. The Phillies, they have their Field of Dreams jerseys have been released today. I will show them off.
Okay.
The SEC may be breaking away from the NCAA. And I think once you get one, you'll get a whole bunch. So, you know how they were saying years ago, the power conferences are going to leave?
Mm-hmm.
It just takes one. We'll get into that. If we slide something in there and talk about whatever, we will. And on top of that, we have a stupid shit that I saw story today that if I had a show on Thursday, which I didn't because we were up at, not we, Mike, he was too busy on Thursday. But then again, I didn't tell him that I was going anyway.
Yeah.
But went to Parks on Thursday. I'll tell you about that as well. And also tell you about some history made at Monmouth Park on Saturday. And I'm like 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon away from the winning trainer. But we won't get into the Kevin Bacon game. or anything like that. But I'm going to make this announcement now because ATM and Toto and Dorothy wanted me to say this. There may or may not be a show tomorrow night. So if you don't see the alert on Twitch, now mind you, if you're watching on the other channels, the other platforms that I'm on, hey, feel free to do so. But I would recommend Twitch because at least with Twitch, you will get that alert on your phone. And hopefully tomorrow I'll put something witty on there because stupid ass me you got to notice that it was for also eligible 718 born to run at Monmouth Park. Yeah, it's one of those days. And it was a good day, except that I had to get up extra early this morning because I had to go to LabCorp this morning. Mike had to go to LabCorp too, but he chose not to go to mine. Glad he didn't because I think what they're doing is they're triple and quadruple booking, and then on top of that, you get the walk-ins. I mean, do I have to fake like being crippled or something so I can get a seat at least? But you know, and also the building that my LabCorp is in,
Mm-hmm.
the elevator has not worked in 6 months.
Oh, wow.
I mean, kind of like the show with Jim Parsons.
Oh, Big Bang.
Kind of like
Big
the
Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory because
Yeah.
they blew up the elevator
Yeah,
chute.
yeah,
It wasn't this, but you know, I mean, I don't know. It could have been that it wasn't working when I went there to get my blood drawn. It worked for a little bit. It didn't work. Kind of like the laundry situation here. I was just about to start doing my laundry here today.
Yeah.
The one washing machine is broken. One of the dryers is broken. And what I thought was a working washing machine
Mm-hmm.
had about 2 inches of water in the.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't get. I just couldn't catch a break today. But so where to begin? Well, Phillies had one tonight. We'll start at the beginning. But yeah. So how about that big storm we're supposed to get on Saturday?
That was massive.
I think you probably got more than I did.
Which is not a lot. Who's really
No, only because I think Delaware Park had to cancel races on Saturday because they got hit with the deluge of rain. It rained hard at Monmouth Park where they had not one, not two, but 3 rain delays. Nope, not
11.
but 3. They had 3 delays. Then they had rain at Saratoga, but no rain here at Philly. But hey, and of course some people are complaining. You said it was going to storm and it didn't. I will tell you one thing. If you watch Chris Sowers on Facebook, the former Action News meteorologist, he has his own company now that does meteorology and things like that. He said that the storms don't build if the smoke is still over the area. And I think
Trey?
he's got as many home runs as errors tonight.
He sure does. Wow.
But But yeah, so it didn't rain at all here. But, at least the air cleared for now. For those that are wondering. So, we. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, where's the fucking rain? Oh, we hit the foul pole.
Yep, the home run.
hmm Which is really in fair territory, and you hit it as a fair ball.
Yep.
Um, but we had a little bit of history on Saturday. But before we get to that, I want to show you guys what I said on Saturday on Also Eligible about Baby Vino, who ran in the Haskell. Here's what I had to say. And let's do that. Baby Vino won the Pegasus to get the invite here, and loses Paco Lopez. Paco ends up on the podium solo, and rightfully so, winning the Preakness. Just a random thought that came to my mind last night. Over the last couple of years, we've had Jenna Antonucci win the Belmont. And then we had Cherie DeVoe winning both the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont this year. Female jockeys, I meant trainers, are breaking the glass ceiling. I mean, Jenna Antonucci broke the glass ceiling with the Triple Crown. Cherie DeVoe broke the glass ceiling for female trainers in the Kentucky Derby. The glass ceiling may not be there. It may always be there. But the point in this is, don't be surprised if, there wasn't much in this race. Schoolyard Superman had all kinds of troubles on the first turn there, and Baby Vino just drew off and win. But if he's improving, you might have a shot here. But but Lindsay Schultz, you never know. Since female trainers have been winning pretty well, have been winning some of the big races around the country, you never know. And also note that the DRF writer says, you have an improving horse who's done something no one else has done here. Win. Well, that's because I think he's the only horse that ran here. Well, Star Sweeper ran here, but I don't know. Do we count that? My horse from the Kentucky Derby, the Puma, and then I go through the other horses in the race. So our leader, AJ Johnson, was at Monmouth this weekend, getting content, stuff like that. And here is his view of the stretch run of the Grade 1 Haskell, $1 million race, 50-cent lettering on the infield. There we go. Come on! Vino's on the rail. Come on, Kryptonite! Oh, wait. So there you go. Baby Vino won, 28-1 odds. And I will say one thing. The one thing I said it to our guy Frank the Bank, who was up there as well. I said on this thing, one thing I should have said was, whenever there's a horse in that race that is in that has Curlin in his pedigree, I love playing them in bad weather. Because the year that Curlin won the Breeders' Cup Classic at Monmouth, that was the weekend that it rained for like 30 hours straight. And he won by a lot. So I was like, well, I should have put 2 and 2 together. Hey, it's raining and all that. Now, I told you before the show it was Exaggerator that was the father.
Yeah, you did.
I was wrong. It was Vino Rosso.
Oh, wow.
But either way, and Mookie Betts goes yard. So, so what we had today on Saturday was the first female trainer to win the Grade 1 Haskell, and Lindsay Schultz.
Nice.
So that glass ceiling keeps breaking and breaking and breaking. I mean, but I know some people are saying, well, how can you keep breaking the glass ceiling? Isn't it when you break the glass ceiling? Well, I think you get what I mean, because, you know, what one person breaking it for themselves doesn't, you know. But she won that race, and she actually has connections, even though this horse isn't a Godolphin horse. She has connections with Godolphin, which is one of the top ownerships and training and all that in the world. So she has connections with Godolphin as well, because I think one of the races after the Pegasus, I believe she was taking care of the horse that won one of the races in the later stakes that day.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, the trainer wasn't in town, so it's like, hey, can you just make sure this horse gets back to the barn and whatever do we have to do, you know, because, you know, the trainer can't be in 4 places at once.
True.
I mean, I think it was a Chad Brown horse that she was watching over. So Chad Brown can't be at New York, New Jersey, Kentucky. You know, you got to pick one spot where your horse has the best chance of winning. At least I think it was a Chad Brown horse that won, but you get the idea. So that happened. 28-1 odds. The longest shot to win a Haskell in a long time. I didn't write it down how long that was, but that's what happened. That's what happened on Saturday. I actually gave out one winner on the show. Of course, it was a heavy favorite, so he didn't make money this week because of me. So it is what it is. So also, I did give out a second winner that was in article form only. That was also a heavy favorite. So, but you know, but next week will be another new week, and I'm dropping this early tonight. I don't care. We're going to be going a bit old school here. You got the Coaching Club Oaks at Saratoga on Saturday, and they got the Bing Crosby. And one thing I said last week is we're going to try to focus in those winning your in races for the Breeders' Cup. The Bing Crosby is a race for the Breeders' Cup Sprint, so that's why we're going to go back and forth there. So just give you an idea of what's ahead for this week. So, but yeah, so more history being made, and I didn't look. I didn't look up the video, but I think it was Nick Luck from NBC. Because even though Monmouth was on Fox, FS1, FS2, FS8 Ocho, Big Fox, because they had an hour on Fox 29 here in Philly. But everything got delayed. Saratoga got delayed. Monmouth got delayed. Everything that they had planned on doing went to shit. So, but the big race was on NBC this week because it was a win you're in for Breeders' Cup. So, I think it was Nick Luck, who's one of the guys that was on site there. He was interviewing Lindsey Schultz. He goes, I know you haven't necessarily won yet, but there's an inquiry, but, you know, how's it feel, blah, 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 blah. Then he goes, oh, by the way, no action's going to be taken. You've won the Haskell. And she was like, awesome, or whatever she said, you know. But, you know. So, now, if I were her, I'd retire because I'm 1 for 1 in grade 1 stakes.
I'm done.
Yeah. So that is the key. That was some stuff that I wanted to add there. So I showed you the picture. I'll share it to you guys again. So, and I'm going to give my reasoning for this. Okay. Whoops.
Harper.
And the wind is blowing out tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Got that one back.
So this is something where you go into one of those meme generators you can put on there Mark safe from. Yeah, I can put on there Mark safe from Mike doing whatever, you know.
Hey.
Or Mike will make one of Joe's really bad bets or something like that. So here's the thing. I don't really care if John Kruk's doing the games or whatever. But one point I have to say is this. I miss the days of probably Harry Counts and Richie Ashburn. Now, for a different reason. The color analyst did all 162 games.
That's right.
Now, it's one big part-time. It's 3 part-timers. Got Kruk because he doesn't like to fly. But he did fly to San Diego because he played in San Diego.
Right.
So he did that West Coast trip. You got Ruben Amaro, who I feel should be the number 1 guy. And you got Ben Davis. You know, when John Kruk keeps it to baseball, I think he's pretty good. I'm okay with the occasional joke or whatever. You know, that's fine as well. You know, the reason why I made that up is because I just think in some ways his shtick is getting old. Do I need to know how he survived in a Turkish prison? No. Do I need to know about, you know, going to this Mexican prison or whatever, and the guy doesn't have any they didn't have any equipment or some shit like that, you know? Do I want to hear all that? Not really. And by the way, the Phillies will not be gaining ground tonight.
Ah.
But that's the point of it. So I posted that picture on Instagram, which goes to my Threads account. I posted on X. I figured X would get more traction than it did on Threads, but apparently Threads got more action than Facebook, with my 445 friends or whatever it is. I mean, it's probably about 300 because you know how people just close accounts and their name just hangs.
You know.
Brandon Marshall's going to have to do a piss test if he hit that one out. But I got a bunch of shit on Threads today, which was shocking to me. Who knew? Who knew Threads was that big of a deal? So I'm going to pull this up here. So the one thing I should have warned, I should have said to everybody, or maybe I have a disclaimer on my Threads account that you comment, I get to use it as whatever. So and it's got 961 views on Threads.
Wow.
Meanwhile, on X, aka Twitter,
Right.
it got 168. 168. So I want to review some of the shit that people said to me today, because I didn't explain anything or anything like that. I didn't reply. I was like, let's have some fun with this. So I posted on Insta Stories or Instagram, which goes to my Threads automatically. Phillies Dodgers on ESPN tonight, which means Mark Safe from John Kruk's Incoherent Babbling. I got some good reviews, good comments, but here's some of the bad ones as well. I think it's going to go in reverse order here from early, most recent to furthest out.
Okay.
So I posted this around 12 o'clock. Fucking boo, we won Kruk. And Shane's doe eyes, I guess it is.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Phillies fan, so I watch games for Kruk. Okay, Trey Turner too. I missed him while I was off last week. We all did. Okay. Browntown 1126. He's the best part of the broadcast and many times the game.
Love it. I'll see something in my notes.
E Flower C. Really? You're a Philly guy and you said this?
Yes. Yes.
PA Brad. Yeah, I gotta update this. Philly guy speaks us no more. It's now Joe Quill Show. Owner of Bad Jokes, Cold Takes, and so much more. I'll be at the game tonight, so I'll blessedly miss the ESPN commentators.
You're missing out.
I mean, whatever. Thou shalt not speaketh ill of the great and powerful John Kruk. Sometimes better than the game.
No, no. Oh, someone else. Excuse me.
What did you say?
Boom! I remember that before that movie.
What?
I remember that.
I just muted his dumb ass. Now, here's somebody that understands me. This is what I replied to. I'm with you. I'm out of the Philly listening market, but while I think that's supposed to be while in Philly, Kruk was never my favorite announcer. I'm okay with his insight. I just don't want his story time.
Yeah.
That's often the best part of the game. That's somebody that somebody I follow on X. His "I'm not a ball player" shtick is well paid. So there was this. Rage bait, nope, not falling for it.
Mm.
Also marked safe from any meaningful discourse. I hate baseball on ESPN. Jail. Some additional replies are not available. Whatever that was for. But, you know, it's okay you go off on a tangent, but, you know, it's just like, whatever. I'm going to make another cold take here. And here's another reason why you should follow me, subscribe to me on Twitch at twitch.tv/JoeQuills. And I'm going to blame Mitch Williams on this. You know how John Kruk eventually found out he had testicular cancer? You know what was the first event in the whole series that eventually led to him finding out he had testicular cancer?
What?
Mitch Williams did a pickoff play at first base.
Yeah.
And he threw it wild to first and nailed John Kruk right in the balls.
Oh.
So if it wasn't for Mitch Williams, maybe we don't fall in love with John Kruk even more because, oh my God, he's going to lose a testicle. And this is where I wish I took the time today.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the movie Johnny Dangerously?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, yeah.
Your testicles and you. I could have played that and dropped it. But seriously, it's okay to not like somebody in the booth. But I'm going to say another thing that if you were on Twitch, you could clip it and use it against me. I think John Kruk speaks to the bottom feeders of the Philly fan base, the intellectual bottom feeders.
Interesting.
Whereas my guy, Ruben Amaro Jr. III, he's Stanford educated.
Yeah.
He's shown he's Stanford educated, even though he failed as a general manager and as a coach.
Yeah, he did.
And is now in the booth. But, you know, say what you will.
I like LA.
In LA, Larry Anderson, you know, he's turned into a bit of curmudgeon. Because he said something during the year that really pissed somebody off. Some other fan base. He said something, I don't know what he said, but Alvarado pulled a fat muscle. Now, if he were talking like that in the World Cup, he would have gotten red carded.
Oh, they don't allow that in the World Cup?
The World Cup was not allowing you to do that.
Wow. Okay.
And I saw, and I doubt I could show the video.
Oh, he said, oh, wow. Okay.
That could be anything from the waist down, if there's an injury there. Now, what was I saying?
World Cup. Red card.
Yeah. So Messi tried to egg somebody into a red card yesterday because very briefly one of the Spanish players was like this for about half a second.
Mm-hmm.
So Messi was like this to get the try it, but it didn't work. But yeah, the World Cup is over. And we also mentioned to ourselves here how Trump got mercilessly booed.
Yeah.
And also, he was wandering aimlessly on the stage because he has dementia, but
And they kind of pushed him off.
Yeah.
They showed the video. He was there like, no, keep on.
Because I think he's the only head of state that's actually been that involved in a final ceremony, but
They did mention that.
but it's his ego, it's his narcissism, and all that shit. But we're not going to get into politics. But the World Cup is over. Spain won, and this part here, real quick. It's exactly why I put at the bottom of the explanation. If you're watching me on my YouTube at Joe Quills, this is exactly why I put on there. And whatever comes up, you guys may say something in the chat. Boom. We'll acknowledge it at the very least. We may turn it into a discussion point. Like I don't think I had it on. Oh, no, I do have it on here. Like when I first typed everything up tonight, I just had the Mark Safe stuff, the Field of Dream uniforms, which will go next, the SEC potentially breaking away from the NCAA. So because I was kind of delayed, because if Mike wanted to add something, I was like, oh yeah, I can find this article real quick and research it real quick and go from there. So I remembered about that stupid story that I saw that was very close to here, up Bustleton Avenue.
Okay.
Up by Bell's Corner, like near Bustleton and Castor, that area. So, yeah, and we'll get to that at the end of the show because, and some people say to me, and not many, but a couple every once in a while, they say, I think you've said it to me. Why don't you do it every show?
I'll probably mention that too.
I leave it as an organic thing because, I want it to be, if I can find something and not really go too hard looking for something stupid, because it won't. But this was something so stupid that it's like, really, dude? But even the details are still a little sketchy on things that were going on there. But I'll even show you the video of from the 7th District, which covers that area of Philadelphia as well. So,
okay.
And Mike's writing down, need to show Pat video of the stupid shit I saw. Story.
How did you know? Oh, jeez. You know me way too well.
Yeah. So, also, we've been kind of getting a hint for a couple of weeks now about the Field of Dreams game. And we kind of got a clue of it last week during the All-Star game. Now, it is official. The uniforms are out. You can go on Fanatics if you want. I got like $80 in fan cash that I could use toward a jersey if I wanted to. And I could get myself one of those jerseys. Now, I'm going to show you the Twins one first. Only because when I saw the email this morning, it was more about the Phillies than it was the Twins.
Okay.
Obviously. So, here's the Minnesota Twins one. There's the Byron Buxton jersey. So it's a nod to the beginning of their time in Minnesota.
Right.
So, and you have the Twins win patch on there. Right there. So you do have that. Now, here's the Phillies one.
Okay.
That is the 1939 road jersey of the Phillies.
Nice. Wow.
Now, here's the crazy shit about this. This is the 1939 Phillies jersey. The 1939 Phillies.
There's another homer.
Mm-hmm. The Phillies were managed by a dentist in 1939. They lost 30 of their final 37 games and finished more than 50 games back of the pennant. So in other words, it was just one of those years that we've come to know as. So it's safe to say the current Phils aren't hoping to channel that squad next month when they wear the 1939 throwback uniforms for the Field of Dreams game. So now it's a sharp gray uniform described by the Philadelphia Inquirer, Inquirer.com, with red and navy Philly script across the chest. And that was unveiled this morning along with uniforms that will be worn by the Twins, which I showed you. That game will be in Dyersville, Iowa, where the Field of Dreams is. They're going to wear a navy cap with a red P on it on the front.
Okay.
Now, that, let me see here. Yeah, you can't really get a good look at that. So that patch there is a 1939 baseball centennial patch that all teams wore that season. So they're going to have that patch on there as well.
That's a cool looking jersey.
So I think they're going to have that. I imagine they'll probably have the IBX or the IBX patch on the other sleeve, probably. And the IBS patch for those that have irritable bowel syndrome. So this is going to be the first Field of Dreams game in 4 years. And it's played at a ballpark constructed adjacent to the field used to film the 1989 movie. This game will be on Netflix. And the stadium holds about 7,800 fans, and big league players usually enter the game by walking through the cornfield, just as the White Sox players did in the film. So little bit about the 1939 team. They started the season by training in a small Texas town, not Clearwater. They received one of the warmest welcomes ever accorded a team at spring training, and it was the highlight of their season. By the end of May, they were 12 games back. Doc Prothro, the new manager who pulled teeth in the offseason, had more cavities to fill than any other team in the National League, according to the Inquirer. But see, the only thing is, the game is next month, I believe, August 13th.
Okay.
Let me see something here.
That will be on a Thursday.
Yes, August 13th.
Okay.
7:30 on Netflix.
Okay.
So we get to hear everybody complain, oh, the game's on Netflix. Shut up, you whiny little bitch. Or see if you have a gambling problem and go to a sports bar.
Whatever game.
But yeah, 7:30 on Netflix. And the Phillies have a Wednesday afternoon game in St. Louis. And since they're in the neighborhood, they'll fly over to Iowa and head over there for the game.
Okay, cool.
And they'll have off that Friday. Another Friday off.
Another Friday?
Mm-hmm. But this was planned to fit in the Field of Dreams game.
Okay.
And also, let's say the game gets rained out. I imagine they try to do it on Friday.
Right.
That's just me. So, but yeah, so I really like those uniforms.
They look good. They're really good.
Yeah.
That's the one you want to get?
I'm thinking about it.
Nice.
Because if I do it, I would want to get it at probably at the ballpark, only because ships on or before Friday, August 14th.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wear it the day of the game.
Right.
Or even before it.
Hmm.
And by the way, I have $78.53 in paying cash. That is from my Fanatic Sportsbook and Casino.
Okay.
But so that's next month. Now the thing is, Byron Buxton has a no trade clause. But can you imagine the irony if he accepts a trade somewhere?
That would
people buying his jersey end up. Now that happened to me once. I bought a Cliff Lee jersey back in after the 2009 World Series.
Okay.
And don't you know, like a week after I purchased the jersey online, he got traded to Seattle. Remember, we got Halliday, and he said, "Oh, we can't have both." But yeah, that could definitely. I mean, he's got a no trade clause. I think he may even have 10-5 rights too. So, you know, what's better than having a trade clause? Having a 10-5 rights on top of it. So it's like, we want to trade you to Boston. No. Well, we're going to ask you again because you also have 10-5 rights. No, the answer's still no. But, like, for example, if you're a fan of whatever team and they're kind of meddling along there, like, but the thing is now with the 3 wild cards that you have, you're basically in the race, but you're in that no man's land as well. It's like, do we go for it? Yeah, it's like, So, turns out, you know, and also the trading deadline is August 3rd this year.
Okay.
They've been floating it around a day earlier, a day after. So, things like that. So, but yeah, you could eventually see, probably some of the players in Minnesota. And that's probably the reason why they only really have a Byron Buxton jersey right now for Field of Dreams. No, they do. Okay. Yeah, they do have a Royce Lewis jersey. He's a rookie. And they got Byron Buxton right now. Or you can just get the blank one. With the Phillies, if you will load up for me, you got a choice of Bryce Harper, who's it's almost gone already. The blank one, blank authentic, $400 almost. Juan Duran, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Alec Boehm. Probably would go with the blank. I don't know. But those are sweet jerseys, and I probably would rather get it at the ballpark so I can actually have it in my hands.
That's true.
Come and take it out of my cold dead hands. If you're watching on Twitch right now and you're getting commercials, oops, sorry. But you know, they aren't planned ads or anything, so I don't know what's going on, so whatever. So So that is next month. Now, I did see this right before the start of the show. Well, actually, right before you showed up.
Okay.
And, I'm looking for stories to talk about, things like that, and then let you know, hey, we may talk about this, we may talk about this. Well, the SEC has been having conversations about potentially breaking away from the NCAA. Part of the reason why is the way things have been now in Major League Baseball. I mean, not in Major League Baseball, in college football, for example. The Sorsby case. The fuck? Remember when Mookie Betts was hitting 140?
Right.
And that guy in the Eagles jersey has gotten a lot of showing on ESPN tonight because I think 3 or 4 home runs went in that same area. Now, I'm not talking about that section. I'm talking about section row seat area.
Right.
But like, for example, the NCAA tried to handle that. Tried to handle the situation with Sorsby and saying, all right, you're ineligible. Sorsby sued. He ended up getting it. He ended up getting his eligibility restored because conveniently he went to a judge in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
Then he went to wherever. Then he said, I'm just going to go pro. NFL said, no, we're not making you a supplemental draft. And CFL said, no, you're not coming here either.
CFL turned him down?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you got to wait till next year, which means I would not be surprised if he doesn't get drafted because I think that that teams don't want to deal with that gambling issue. Because I think it's more just if he were betting on college basketball, baseball, all the other sports, but you were betting football that you were actually on the roster for. Even though you didn't play, you were still on the roster.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Mm-hmm. And the guy in the Roy Halladay shirt is showing off his underwear. Okay, here now they're replaying this, and the guy in the Eagles shirt on one of the home runs the guy in front of him catches the ball with this hat, but because it's one of these hats, with the hole,
right,
the ball hits the hole, the momentum knocks the hat out of his hand, he gets the hat in the ball. Now, if I'm smart enough, I give the guy back his hat, but I'm taking the ball.
Right.
And the guy's famous and on sport, and he's going to be on SportsCenter tonight because
he is. His girlfriend like, well, you are on TV. Dubious, but you're on TV.
I got a question. Is she 18? She looks like she's about 14. He looks like he's about 23.
They didn't challenge that one?
I don't know.
They must be out of challenges. Yeah.
Phillies have one. The thing is, you don't have to necessarily do it for every pitch. It's just like the ones that to save in the bat or to get yourself on base and stuff like that. You don't need to challenge the first pitch of the game.
Oh, you know what? That is so annoying. The first pitch of the game, or they go in second inning and you challenge it.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too early. That's what you're supposed to save them.
Like for example, the All-Star game. And I know we introduced the SEC stuff. We're going to get to it.
You bringing your eye?
Hey Donnie, it's not a save opportunity.
Well, yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
3 runs.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When you come in the middle of an inning.
Oh, right. You're right.
The tying run has to be in the on base circle.
That's right. Okay.
On deck circle.
Right.
And ESPN's buying into the light show.
People coming to get one out. ESPN, why are you guys doing this? They are buying into it.
I mean, it is a cool entrance and all.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. So anyways, so
the SEC, you said.
Yeah.
Can teams leave the SEC, leave the NCAA like the SEC is? And would that mean they would have to form their own league? But would the NCAA still finance them as far as can they get into the playoffs or get any TV rights or anything like that? Don't they forfeit all of that?
They would forfeit a lot of it, but they would have their own TV contract and all that. I'm sure ESPN would still have rights over the SEC network because they own it and stuff like that. But the thing is, and this is something that we can go all the way back to Jerry Tarkanian at UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was rumored for a couple of years when they had their best teams, they won a national title and everything.
Right.
One of the things that they said was, they could always just leave the NCAA if they really wanted to. Now, granted, that was back in the day when, the money isn't what it is now in terms of television revenues and all that stuff. But the only two options that they could have had was creating their own league or whatever, which wouldn't happen.
Right.
Like it would now because of TV revenues and stuff like that. Or UNLV could have gone to the NAIA, which is usually small colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And if a lot of schools sided with UNLV, they all could have left the NCAA with them, and that would have been a major boon for the NAIA, for example. But this, because they had the money, and their major schools, major athletic departments and all that, they can create their own league and all that because they're worried about antitrust. They're worried about all this stuff that's happening right now.
I'm still thinking that they would screw themselves out as far as bowl games and TV rights and things like that.
Yeah, but what will probably happen, I think, if one leaves, if the SEC leaves and probably the Big Ten leaves.
Oh.
Then if the Big Ten leaves and probably maybe the Atlantic Coast Conference, but I think Big 12 they probably wouldn't want in their group because they're citing the whole Sorsby thing, and the Pac-12 isn't back up to snuff yet. I mean, they've been in existence for 3 weeks now. Back in existence for 3 weeks. but they have schools that are not ready for prime time. But it's about. I mean, I don't know if we're considering if this is something where the Power Four all leave and form their own league.
That would be a serious power struggle between the new league and the NCAA as far as everything.
And also, the bowl games.
Yeah.
And the college football playoff for FBS.
Yeah.
It is not an NCAA sanctioned event. You watch the FCS championship,
right?
Division II,
yeah.
Division III. You have the NCAA logos on the field.
That's true.
You don't have that with the FBS playoffs or the college football playoff.
So the NCAA is not part of that?
They don't have control over the postseason.
Oh, just the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Boy, this opens up a whole can of worms.
And also, is it just football that they are going to pull out of the NCAA, or are they pulling out of everything? Or is it just the major sports, which is baseball, football, basketball?
Yeah, but you would think that the other sports, especially if it's from the same college, would think about doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that would be kind of messy, wouldn't it? For the NCAA?
And I'm sure this article that I pulled, I'm sure that this is just the tip of the iceberg of what they've talked about.
Really?
But Greg Sankey, the commissioner, said he continues to have conversations with congressional leaders about the Protect College Sports Act, but stopped short of saying whether all the conferences suggested changes need to be implemented to support the bill, because they're against the bill right now.
Okay.
Sankey spent a large portion of his remarks discussing the bill, spearheaded by Ted Cruz and Maria Cantwell. Cruz, a Republican from Texas, Cantwell from Washington State, a Democrat, which aims to reshape college sports. The SEC does not support the bill in its current form, but Sankey confirmed that there has been real conversation about whether the league should break away, as Georgia President Jerry Moorhead suggested earlier this year.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Steinbrenner do that when he started his Yes Network, kind of break away from MLB?
Mm-hmm. I think he broke away from the national broadcast and tried to get additional revenue that he can use for his quest to win a championship every year.
Which he did.
Yeah.
Which he really did.
Mm-hmm.
But yet still, MLB still shows the Yankees. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they still get revenue from them. They still get, yeah. Boy, I'll tell you, 2 words come to my mind, Q. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. And it's all because of it's basically part of the reason why is the Sorsby case. So, and by the way, the Phillies did win tonight 10-7. They're showing Cardinals and Angels on ESPN right now. I remember the year, the off season where the Rams moved from St. Louis back to LA.
Yeah.
Like a month or two after the move was completed, the Cardinals had to go to Anaheim. And of course, the Angels had an ad about the LA Rams, and you could buy tickets or so. But
Well, they never should have left LA anyway. So
what's that?
they should never left LA anyway. The Rams.
Yeah. And also, there's something in the works right now where if they're going to get additional funding for that stadium, they got to change their name back to the Anaheim Angels.
Oh.
I think.
Huh.
But,
Yeah, because they're LA Angels now, yeah.
Yeah. Something fishy about this guy coming out. So, so Sankey said people have talked about that, and frustrations have bring them to this point of saying we should look for something significantly different. I do not believe that is a leverage point. I think it's honest communication. And you know what? I think you have to think about every possible option that's out there. You know, the thing is, you don't make a move just for making a move.
Right.
I mean, let's look at when I took the package and left Verizon.
Right.
I had a 10-day unpaid vacation, and that package was due in the middle of it. And the day that it was due, I did not put in for that until the final day before it was due, like mid-afternoon. So I thought about it a lot.
Okay.
So it wasn't, because I was like, well, you get a lot of time to think when you're sitting on your ass away from the work computer because you're sitting here at this computer because you're trying to figure out what to do with yourself.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I did find my information of like the sequence of where I was in what position.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So I have an idea now, so I can actually do a resume.
Okay.
Finally, after what, 8 months?
About that, yeah.
Well, for those that just want to know, part of it was a mental vacation. Part of it was, but we're also. I've also helped in launching Q&A Sports Zone, Q&A Racing.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe AJ and I have our own horse racing stable.
Mm-hmm.
I have a name that I'm going to suggest to him in a couple of weeks, but and I have a logo idea as well for that.
Okay.
Anyways, so
it wasn't that name that you had on some of your podcasts. Did my horse win? Yay!
No.
Okay. I'm just asking.
But so the preference is to work together to improve the Protect College Sports Act, Sankey said. They offered 10 common sense suggestions that center on 4 key principles. National standards must be enforceable. A national framework to limit state laws that are meant to circumvent rules, transparency and accountability, and establishing fair and consistent standards for organizations while preserving voluntary decision making. So, but the thing is, this would be the same as, let's say, a union goes out on strike, whatever. That's a last resort. That isn't
right.
First resort. Hey, fuck you, we're out, whatever.
Right.
It's fuck you, we're out when you've handled every single thing imaginable and you tried to work on every single thing before you do that. It isn't, oh, we don't like this. We don't like the way it's going, we're out. We don't do that. But
as an aside, did Pico, did they ever settle this?
Yeah, they settled.
They did?
They actually ratified the contract within the last couple of days.
Did it? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was wondering about all the ice cream on.
Now, remember we had that bad storm on the 4th of July?
Mm-hmm.
And we're done. We're pretty much done with this topic anyway. So we're into the bullshitting around here before we get to the stupid shit I saw story. Now, am I wrong for hoping and praying for a major power outage in the city when they were on strike?
I see your point.
And my point is,
they messed around and found out what happens when we don't work.
well, my point is, they're essential workers.
Yeah.
Remember when SEPTA Regional Rail went on strike? Like maybe 12, 15 years ago? The last Republican governor, whatever his name was, and I'm not saying that because I'm Democrat, Mike's probably Democrat, we're not saying that as a Democrat versus Republican thing.
Right.
He was a one-term guy.
Right.
And I can't remember his name. So, and I'm not going to waste my time looking it up. And
no.
Mike, you don't have to look it up either.
Okay.
But
because you know it's going to my mind.
Yeah. So, even though this is a Republican move, I feel like this is the same as, let's say, police and fire can't go out on strike because they're essential workers. I just feel like utility like that, electricity like that in this day and age, I feel like they're essential workers.
They are.
So, I mean, I could have went to Josh Shapiro and said, listen, can call them essential workers and force them back to work. I understand Democrat, labor, all that stuff, but you just have to look at the whole deal.
Yeah.
But that's just me. So, also, I'm feeling a bit old today.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Now, I got in the mail today my reunion notification. And it will be my 35th reunion this year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wowzers.
I graduated all the way back in 1991.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I was just born a couple of days before you graduated.
Liar. So what they do at the prep, the graduating classes of the years that end in 1 and 6, it's all one big reunion.
Oh, that's how you do it. Okay.
So 81, 86, 91, 96, 2001, this is their 25-year anniversary. So they'll get special treatment because it's 25.
Right.
2006, 2011, 2016, 2021. I told you before, we only got 2 reunions left.
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
I think once we hit 50, I think we have a different, I don't know. But, I mean, it's not like we're going to be 112 in 10 years, but, or 15 years, whatever. You get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But, so that came in the mail today, so.
Got something to look forward to, huh?
I got 2 more comments here. 2 more comments. Absolutely L take. And John Kruk is a national treasure.
Don't let me barf. Oh, excuse me. So my nose gets sorry. Allergies, they're cute. Allergies.
So, if he sticks to baseball more than not, I'm okay with him being there. But, it's just that I did not expect it from there. I expected it more on Twitter. But And Brewers have the best record in baseball right now.
Better than the Dodgers?
I guess with the Dodgers loss and their win.
Oh, okay.
So. So yeah. So one last thing I want to mention here, and if anybody has anything they want to add, feel free to do so in a couple of minutes. I mentioned this to Mike, and he was laughing at this as well. Now, I'm going to take you up the street, up up Bustleton Avenue, to where a man had to be rescued from a manhole. And apparently he was lost for hours. And no, his name's not Donald Trump. This is from 6ABC. 6abc.com here, 6ABC Action News. And this is video from the 7th Police District Advisory Council.
There is a gentleman that is stuck in a sewer grate.
You heard her right. This was the scene of an unusual rescue in Northeast Philadelphia.
Let me start that over here so you can actually hear whoever it is that was anchoring the news that day.
A gentleman that is stuck in a sewer grate.
You heard her right. This was the scene of an unusual rescue in Northeast Philadelphia. A man was pulled from a manhole after becoming lost in the sewer system for 6 hours. According to the 7th Police District Advisory Council, the rescue happened on the 8500 block of Bustleton Avenue just yesterday. The water department was called in to remove the manhole cover. Officials said the man had entered the sewers a couple of blocks away and then couldn't find his way out. When police questioned him, he could not explain why he was there.
Wowzers.
So the police had to remove manhole covers. No injuries were reported. But somewhere along the way, he ended up in this system. I don't know how. And I'm pulling up another thing here, see if I can get some additional news on here. So a rescuer they pried open a manhole cover with a pickaxe because they couldn't get the manhole cover open.
Right.
So they don't know how he got down there from what I'm seeing here with these different articles I see here, but he ended up down there somehow. Let's see, CBS Philly. Firefighters were unable to move the manhole covers. They called the water department. They were able to open the cover, allowing. Yeah, fire department didn't respond to CBS News either, but that's the stupid shit in my neighborhood. Well, it's a little bit farther away, but still, it's 8,500. So that is, if you were to go up Bustleton Avenue, you go past the athletic, you go past Rowan Street, you go past the athletic fields that are there, you go past Castor Avenue, and it's like a block or two up from there. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how he ended up going in there or anything like that. I mean, some of this is sketchy, like some of the information, but I don't know. Do you put him in a mental ward for going down there, or?
Well, a couple things here. I'm thinking maybe he's looking for new love that was down there, or his girlfriend said, I love you, I need you, but no, I want you, I need you, there's no way I love you, but don't be sad, because 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and he just got all upset. It could have been a little bit of anything.
Or what? Wasn't the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles living underground?
Yeah,
Maybe it was that.
it could be that, yeah. He made me want to be a Ninja Turtle.
But yeah, that's the stupid shit. That's why we have the segment "Stupid Shit That I Saw," and this probably would have been on Thursday night, but I was at Parks, so. And oh yeah, I did want to talk about this. I did get my T-shirt, but me being the stubborn ass male that I am, I did not ask anybody, where are the T-shirts? Where are the T-shirts? Because I thought maybe I didn't get here in time, even though I was here at 4 o'clock, and maybe you ended up giving these out starting at 3:30 or whatever. So, like for example, when it's Hat Day for the Pennsylvania Derby or whatever, they usually just have a couple of tables put together at the very front of the building, the main entranceway.
Right.
And you have a couple of tables, and they say, "Oh yeah, well, let me stamp your hand and whatever." No table there. I'm like, all right, well, maybe they started giving them out early, because even though they say the gates opened at 4 o'clock, simulcast starts at 11:30 or so. They start letting people into the building around 11:30. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe they give them out early, because I saw like 1 or 2 people. I'm like,
Right.
So I basically cased the building. I checked to the left where the Smarty Jones Museum is. I checked, to the right where the soda, where I get my hot dog and soda when I get there. I mean, as soon as I get there, gotta have my soda and hot dog. Gotta stroke the wiener.
Yeah. I don't know.
So then, also they have given away things in the past where that one area that towards like that bottom area before you go outside, if you go to the right, there's some open area within that building there.
Mhm.
They've given stuff away there. So I look there and go something. I'm like, all right, well, I'm wandering around because I got there early.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let me see something here. So now I know why they said gates open 4 o'clock, because you have the main opening, you got 2 sets of doors. You got the one set that we usually go in from where you park,
Right.
and then there's the other side.
Okay.
Well, to the other, like a little bit beyond that second bank of doors, is the gate to get into the picnic area. That's the gate they were talking about.
Wow.
And they had plenty of shirts.
Wow.
So I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay. What size? Extra large? Okay, thank you. So, I got my shirt.
Go business.
So, and I wore it on Saturday on the show. Well, I could have worn my Monmouth Park shirt because we were talking Monmouth Park last week.
That would have been good.
But yeah, so. Oh, and the week before, when they had, what was the theme for the previous week? The 9th was, because this Thursday's country night. So, oh, it was Smarty Jones night.
Okay.
So they were like showing bits and pieces of the documentary between races and stuff like that. But it was like, it was still hot and all that. So I was like, yeah. So I went to throw a couple of tickets out. I actually threw a live ticket away.
No.
But luckily, I threw them into the trash can like 15 seconds prior,
Okay.
so I found it right away.
Right.
And of course, that horse won.
Of course.
And thankfully, with the new machines, you just take your ticket. Well, let's pretend this is the ticket. You
Right.
just go under the thing, make sure you line it right. It goes beep, and voila. So part of the reason why they don't have people, you know how you actually had a problem in the past, you had to call up and say, hey, machine 102 ate my ticket or something like that. It's not going to eat the ticket because you have to scan the ticket with the little laser thing that they have on there.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like your self-serve at the self-serve at the supermarket or whatever.
It's self-serve at the I think Walgreens has that when you go either get blood drawn or you got something, they have a self-service where they scan your driver's license.
Oh, that's
so
when.
Check that. Yeah.
You know, I don't even do that.
Really?
You know what I did? You know what I do? I got the alert yesterday that my appointment was today.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday. And by the way, I got the results already.
That's quick. Okay.
And that's the only reason why, because I used to go like literally steps away from my doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
I never got the test results from LabCorp when I went there. I go to Frankfurt Avenue. I'm getting email alerts. I'm like, huh? Already?
Wow.
So, but yeah, so what was I saying? The ADD is really high tonight.
The ticket, scan the ticket. You have to lose it.
I know. No, you were talking about LabCorp.
LabCorp, yeah.
So I got the alert, and what I was hoping for, because I went a little bit later, because I usually go 9 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
I went 9:30 today.
Okay.
I'm glad I did because I couldn't fall asleep.
Right.
So I found the text message. I clicked the link. I verified my date of birth and all that, and you want to check in? Yeah. I'm hoping we have an opening for 9:15, but there wasn't, because we were saying at the beginning of the show how, or at least even before the show,
Right.
how I think they got like 3 people because they had 3 rooms to draw,
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up, because there's been times where I've gone to that location. I got like 15 to 30 minutes earlier, and I'd be home by the time my appointment was to be.
Wow. Okay.
But now I'm waiting around because maybe it's just because it's a Monday.
Could be.
But the thing is, could I do the blood test on Tuesday? Yeah. But the thing is, my appointments are usually on Wednesdays. So it may be that I don't get that email until 11 o'clock the next day when my appointment's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like, did you get your blood test? Yeah. Well, I didn't get the results. I don't know what happened. But I got the results today, and
Cool.
hopefully my numbers are all in the ballpark or whatever. But yeah, so I go to the doctor on Wednesday, so I'm going to be tired on Wednesday. I think what I'll do is, as soon as I get done, I'll have Twitch going,
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be watching my out of the park baseball stuff, so I can get my drops and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I'll go like this, like I did today. I can feel the breeze
Right.
coming off of the air conditioner,
Right.
and I'll just fall asleep for half an hour.
Okay.
That's what I did today. This afternoon about 4:30. So, but yeah, so that's, and I do that on Saturday too, because today was the first, is one of the few days during the week that I set my alarm. And I set my alarm on Saturdays because my show's at 10 a.m.
Yeah, you have to say it.
And, you know, I have not missed the show. Well, I missed 2 shows, but they were legitimate reasons. One, I was out sick from work.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I said was, if I'm sick at work, I can't stream here because I'm not giving them any fuel to the fire.
Smart.
And the other reason was we just never did one for the Derby last year. Well, basically because I didn't know how to record like I do now, so I could do that. But you know, on Saturday, we will look at the races from Saratoga and Del Mar. Del Mar is because they have a Breeders' Cup win in your end race. Saratoga because it's Saratoga. And I think you see it, right?
Yeah, I do.
Bye-bye. And it's an account that just was created yesterday.
Okay.
Loser. But, you know, so I'll have you covered here, and hopefully I can give you guys some winners as well. Just checking to see if there's anything new coming up here, because my phone's going off left and right here. Oh, they actually my report already. A lot of Twitch stuff. I get a maximum $10 off a ride on Uber.
Oh, okay.
Test results are ready. You know, little things like that. So, Phillies won. We know that already.
Yep.
And rain tomorrow afternoon. We know that.
Yep. Yes, we do.
And we will see what's going on here tomorrow. Now, once again, will there be a show tomorrow? I don't know. The goal is to have a show tomorrow, but if there's not a show tomorrow, it's probably because of the weather, because they are saying bad storms tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kind of like they said on Saturday, but that never happened. I gotta watch the Chris Sauer stuff. There's a round of rain from what I see here on my handy dandy phone here. Rain between 9 and 1. And then there's a second batch, which I think is the worst part of it, between 6 and 10. And maybe a little bit longer than that.
Okay.
And I may not have a concert on Wednesday.
That's over there.
Yeah, because it's all outdoors, and also the stage is mostly uncovered.
Gotcha.
So, you know, whereas if we were still in the park, Pennypack, they could perform on the stage and not get that much wet.
Gotcha.
Depending on wind direction, but this would be a type of storm where they would probably cancel ahead of time if there was a bad storm, but you get the idea. So, but that is going to do it for this show. Mike, thank you once again. And I will be live tomorrow night, hopefully, at 9 o'clock. And if not, you've gotten your warning already. And we'll do it live. Well, I'll do it live.
Do it live! 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 Do it live!
I can't do it the way I want to do it. That's the problem.
I think you were doing it quite well.
No, I wanted to have it where it go do it
Oh, I
love.
got you. Right.
Oh, and where is it? Let me just show you one last thing. And this may be the case in let me see if I can find it here. This I found from somebody on Facebook.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Black market Ozempic and total body cleanse for sale. No low ballers. I know what I've got.
Oh, that song's coming up again. I love that song.
Hey,
That's funny.
I'm looking at the soundboard. I'm seeing diarrhea. I'm like, wait a second. I saw something there on Facebook. But yeah, so that's it for now. Before his wife calls me at like 2:00. I'm like, what the hell did you play tonight? He won't stop singing. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I did that one time. I got on her nerves. I said, look, it's not my fault. Don't play it for me. That was funny, though. Made me laugh.
But yeah, so that's it for now. Mike, thanks again.
Yep.
I'll be live tomorrow, hopefully. Joe Adelgo's yard, even though I saw it like 10 seconds before. Whoops. Before that alert. I saw the alert before the home run, but
Okay.
that's the problem with watching on the internet. But that's it for now. Hope everybody has a great night out there, and I'll see you guys in the winter circle, hopefully.